in the matter of times, a life can be taken, before you can even blink.
There's a growing memorial along with heavy hearts in Frankfort as the community remembers Gabriel Andrews. The 9-year-old was swept away by floodwaters as he walked to his bus stop around 6:30 Friday morning. The child's body was found 2 hours later, about half a mile away. The unsettling tragedy hits home for neighbors like Caitlin Green.
He attended the same elementary as my 9-year-old child. He was also in the class with my child.
Green's home is also in eyesight of the Hickory Hills Manor Apartments where Andrews lived. She questions why the district did not cancel classes after the governor declared a state of emergency earlier this week.
The rain was coming down hard. They had already called off certain bus routes in the area due to flooded roadways.
And neighbors tell us the routes that kids have to take in order to get to the bus stop includes having to step over this drain, which you can see is rushing with water so that they can continue on to this dirt path. Franklin County Schools Superintendent addressed Andrews' death at a press conference Friday morning.
We are more than a school system. We're a family at Franklin County Schools, and we share this loss together. At this time, we are working with support staff at our schools and offering services to our students, faculty, and staff who need assistance during this time.
This is the first death in Kentucky attributed to this week's severe weather. In Frankfort, Alexis Matthews, WLKY News.
As concern continues over heavy rain and flooding, communities hit hardest by Wednesday's tornadoes are trying to clean up. In Jeffersontown, volunteers stepped up to help the city document damage. Mayor Carol Pike said that she put out a call on Facebook and dozens of community members came to the rescue. They were trained by emergency response officials this morning to go around the Bluegrass Industrial Park and document damage. Many said they were shocked by what they saw.
I've seen a lot of damage. I mean, I saw a building down the way that's like total gone. It's rubble.
Live in the community, and I've always believed in helping your community, and the community needs help right now.
Emergency management crews will continue to respond to the area over the next few days. One couple was still getting settled into their new home. They just moved in when that tornado hit their home. Paige Hopp and her husband just moved in last weekend. The storm blew out a window and destroyed the pergola on their backyard, but they're trying to look on the bright side.
I wasn't expecting to meet all of our neighbors this way, but it has been really fun just to see this neighborhood kind of come together. And I mean, everyone was helping everybody out. Like when we finished with our yard, we moved on to somebody else's, and we saw a lot of people do the same thing. So it's really reassuring to know that we came into a neighborhood that is so welcoming with so many nice people.
Paige tells us that she's looking forward to getting to know her neighbors better under better circumstances. No matter what circumstances Mother Nature throws at us, you can always stay safe and informed by going to our website, WLKY.com, or by downloading our free mobile app. We will keep you up to date on the ever-changing weather conditions, and you can check on road closures as well. President Trump's escalating trade war sparks steeper market losses. Up next on the news at 10, a warning from the Federal Reserve Chair and more reaction to the president's trade policy. A baby girl is dead after she was attacked by a dog in southern Indiana. It happened yesterday afternoon in Jackson County. Police say a woman called 911 to say a dog attacked her 2-month-old daughter. The baby died after being taken to the Schneck Medical Center in Seymour. The pit bull is currently being held at the Jackson County Canine Control Center. We now know the name of the LMPD officer hurt in a crash that left a man dead in Okolona. It happened Wednesday night while officers were on the way to a distress run on I-65 at the Waterson Expressway. A preliminary investigation shows a car going west on Fern Valley Road turned in front of the cruiser and was hit. Officer Elisa Begel was taken to the hospital. She was released this afternoon. 61-year-old Charles Briscoe, however, was killed in the crash. Police in New Albany have their first standalone headquarters. Today was the grand opening for the station, which is located at the corner of Scribner Drive and East Spring Street. It was updated, it has updated equipment, meeting spaces, undercover parking for police vehicles, and proper storage for evidence. The mayor says the headquarters is more than just a building.
It's a promise to our officers that they have the resources they need to do their jobs effectively. A promise to our residents that we will continue to invest in their safety and well-being, and a promise to future generations that New Albany will always be a city that stands behind its public servants, especially all the men and women who dare to wear the blue.
The mayor also said the station was built without raising taxes or increasing rates for people in the community. Wall Street's worst crisis since COVID slammed into a higher gear today. Look at that. The Dow Jones Industrial Average plunged 5.5%. The NASDAQ Composite dropped nearly 6%, and the S&P 500 plummeted 6%. The losses came after China matched President Trump's big raise in tariffs announced earlier this week. And the growing trade war is raising concerns about inflation and the possibility of a recession. Erica Brown reports from the White House.
Wall Street closed with another day of intense losses, sparked by President Trump's sweeping new tariffs on imports and retaliation from trade partners. Stocks suffered their worst two-day drop in 5 years. The Dow Industrial Average plunged more than 2,200 points. The NASDAQ and S&P 500 tumbling again. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell warned of the potential consequences of the new tariffs, but says it will take time for the Fed to fully assess the impact.
Looking ahead, higher tariffs will be working their way through our economy and are likely to raise inflation in coming quarters.
Earlier Friday, the president took to social media to pressure the Fed chair, saying, quote, "This will be the perfect time for Fed Chairman Jerome Powell to cut interest rates." For now, businesses big and small are weighing their options.
We're working with our channel partners and trying to also just look internally for more efficiencies so we don't have to change our prices and distribution.
In the escalating trade war, China announced a 34% retaliatory tariff on all U.S. goods, matching President Trump's reciprocal tax on Beijing. But the White House insists the tariffs will boost American manufacturing. On social media, President Trump responded to China's retaliation, saying, quote, "China played it wrong. They panicked. The one thing they cannot afford to do." Erica Brown, CBS News, Washington.
And despite the stock market's sharp losses, President Trump predicts the new import tariffs will bring trillions of dollars of investments in the U.S., spurring job growth and economic booms. Senator Mitch McConnell has co-sponsored a bill that could be seen as an effort to rein in the Trump tariffs. The Bipartisan Trade Review Act of 2025 would require congressional approval of unilateral tariffs proposed by the executive branch. Congress would also have the ability to end tariffs at any time by passing a resolution of disapproval. In a news release, McConnell called tariffs bad policy and said free trade is essential to Kentucky's economy. Earlier this week, the former party leader and Senator Rand Paul were two of only 4 Republicans who voted in favor of a resolution to undo the tariffs against Canada. 19 states are suing over the president's recent changes to elections. The executive order mandates all mail-in ballots be in by Election Day and requires voters to show proof of citizenship. Mr. Trump says that a U.S. passport or Real ID compliant driver's license would work, but some argue many will struggle to get a birth certificate or passport, while others note married women would need proof of a name change. The latest jobs report is out. The Labor Department says the U.S. added 1,000 jobs last month, far exceeding expectations, but unemployment ticked up slightly to 4.2%. Federal employment declined amid the Trump administration's ongoing efforts to shrink the government payroll. But workers either placed on administrative leave or receiving severance are still considered employed in the Labor Department's tally. Ford is offering employee discounts on many of its vehicles to all U.S. customers through June 2nd. The deal comes right after President Trump announced a 25% tariff on imported cars. The automaker says that it is trying to ease concerns about how the tariffs may impact pricing. The offer doesn't apply to specialty expeditions, navigators, or Super Duty trucks. Don't look now, but gas prices are on the rise, making an even bigger jump this past week than the week before. The national average jumped more than 10 cents to $3.26 a gallon. AAA says refinery maintenance and the switch to summer blend are a part of what's driving the increase. The last time the national average for a gallon of regular gas was $3.26 was in September. But AAA reminds that current prices remain below the levels seen this time last year. As the president pushes for cuts to FEMA, state officials say they're depending on federal funding for storm cleanup. The calls for cuts come as the agency is activated around the clock. The U.S. is rattling and battling against disasters regularly, from wildfires to severe thunderstorms. Officials here in the metro say they're counting on the federal government to pull through for those impacted by disasters.
We're hopeful that regardless of any cuts that have been made, that the resources are available in terms of people and dollars to help us right here in Louisville, Kentucky.
As damage assessments continue in the metro, the city asks for the public's patience, as they say this will be a long and tedious process. Any damage can be reported by calling 311.
Now, your WLKY weather with meteorologist Eric Zernick.
It was a very wet start to our Friday and into the early afternoon, but we've gotten a decent break in the rain as we've now pushed into our Friday evening and into the first part of the overnight hours. But the rivers, creeks, and streams are already running pretty high. So we're going to go with a severe alert day for Saturday, because we're going to be looking at more rounds of heavy rain and storms throughout the first part of our weekend. We're looking at an additional 2 to 5 inches of rain, and that's just going to continue to lead to more river and flash flooding across the area, especially as there's heavier showers start to come down through much of the day tomorrow. The good news is we're no longer under any flash flood warnings for our area. Those are down to the south and west, blinking in the southwestern portions of Kentucky and over into Illinois. We're just under generic flood warnings because of those creeks and streams and low-lying areas seeing a little bit of some flooding, but it's not causing as much of a concern, with the flood watch continuing until Sunday morning. Here is a look at some of the rainfall totals that we've picked up so far across the area over the last 48 hours. And you can see along the Parkway from Grayson County up in the Hardin, anywhere from 7 to 8 inches of rain has been seen so far. 6 inches as you get down towards Campbellsville and over into Greene County. While here in town and much of the metro, we're now getting close to the 5-inch mark. A little less than that the farther north you get into southern Indiana, but it has been very wet across much of the area, and that water continuing to make its way into the Ohio River. It's now sitting at 18.7, just a little bit below flood stage of 23, but is expected to rise all the way to 35.5, putting it well into the moderate area, and it should crest sometime on Tuesday, so early next week. But unfortunately, levels will stay above flood stage all the way through next weekend, and that could impact Thunder if the Great Lawn is still flooded and would try to get the event on. Now, let's put this in historical context. This could be the 10th highest level. If you remember 2018, this is going to get very close to that level, which was 35.7. So if you flooded in 2018, it does look like, unfortunately, you might flood again this time around, as we're calling for a very similar level to that. Should not touch any of the top 5. As you can see, those are well above 40 feet. I don't think we're going to get quite that hot. Latest radar does show relatively quiet conditions, but we have this one cell down to the south and east that is moving out of Lebanon and pushing towards Springfield right now. That is still producing some moderate showers. This one has been holding on, and it is pushing off to the north and east. But again, the bigger complex of showers and storms is off to our west, if you can see some severe thunderstorm warnings out towards St. Louis and down into Arkansas. So timing this out, we expect this initial round of rain to push in about 4:30 in the morning for the metro. We'll have to watch for some gustier winds along the leading edge of this system, and then we're just going to be locked in for the rain through the majority of our Saturday. At times, it will be on the lighter side, but still rounds of moderate to heavy showers expected with some rumbles of thunder through the majority of our Saturday, and even into the first part of Sunday, still going to have some light rain with cooler temperatures moving in. So it continues to look like a very wet weekend across the area. We're calling for an additional 2 to 5 for most of the area, with southwestern area still could see an additional 3 to 6 inches. So just keep that in mind. Your 12-hour forecast for tomorrow shows those rain showers with us through most of the day, with temperatures in the 50s and 60s. More cool rain with temperatures in the 40s on Sunday. We finally start to dry out Monday, but stay on the cool side with highs in the 50s and 40s, even in the Tuesday and Wednesday, before a few more showers get here towards the end of next week. But definitely do not let your guard down. If you live by those rivers, creeks, and streams, keep an eye on it, because unfortunately more rain is on the way tomorrow.
Yeah, unfortunately. All right. Thank you, Eric.